Bonjour, ça va? It's Tom Padula from TomPadulaTV on YouTube and Insegna Booksellers. And this is another, another languages and cultures lesson or presentation for French and Spanish. And it's lesson 51. We're moving ahead with, we're in the 50s now. By the time I get to the 60s, I'll be very happy to close off this particular series of Language and Culture Series 1. And then we'll wait a little bit and we'll go on to Series 2. But it'll be in a different, a different time, and it'll be more like I will come on and actually do the one or two lessons all in one go, and keep going from there, because there's a lot to do with in terms of languages and cultures, in terms of French and Spanish. I've only managed to do up to now the grammar part for for nouns and articles. And then I went on to do adjectives and adverbs. And we've come on, we've finished that. Now, today I'll touch on the prepositions. I think it's prepositions, prepositions, yes. That's the next one. And we'll touch on the prepositions today. We'll go from there. Okay, so that's where we are now. Conte Sympathique is proving to be a very interesting booklet. And if you have a copy of it, and you want to learn French, my beginner students, they are using this book for, because we need to do the 4 language skills. Which ones are they? Yes. Listen. It's not speak. The next one is read. The one after that, believe it or not, it's write. So you can do all this preparation in order to speak the language. Now, if you don't do these things here, then of course you're not going to get there. And some people say, oh, but I only want to do a few things. Well, if that's the case, that's fine. You want to go to France and you want to say bonjour, ça va, je voudrais, je veux, whatever, you learn whatever you want. And I got away with that when I was MC, because I used to do MC for all couples who were, from different countries, and I would say a few words in Croatian or Macedonian or Hindi or Turkish, whatever, and Italian, because those are the people who would call on me. Except for one time, I did a Macedonian Greek wedding, and I spoke in Macedonian and in Greek at the beginning. Say, Kyrios, Kikira, etc. I've forgotten now. But what I'm saying is, I used to prepare something, say it on the night, and then proceed to English, so that people would, when you speak the other language, if you ever travel and you speak, someone else's language, it's wonderful. You just say a few words just to say, I am here because I love your country and I love to see what you can offer in this country. So for travelers, being open-hearted about, I can't answer these people, I'm doing the French. So they always ring me up at the wrong time. Anyway, the thing is, that's how it is. Now it's 11:28. So what have I done this week that's stirred me on, remain optimistic about this, what I'm doing now? It's been interesting, because I also now I realise that people online, they don't come online for you. Assunta Lombardi, welcome. Only a few people come on, and then I've had to rush. I was somewhere else this morning. I've had to rush here in order to do this. Whereas if I don't have this particular commitment of time, I can still do the same things, except I do them in my own time. And that's exactly what I intend to do in the future. But if you become one of my friends on Facebook, then I put up something every single day, and these particular presentations are there. When I finish, they are there, and a lot of people are coming on now. Well, a lot of people, you know, enough to satisfy my my needs, to at least, you know, to say that when I do these things, a few people enjoy my company, because that's what it is that, you know, who's going to stick it out for an hour and 5 minutes or more with someone who talks all the time? It's a difficult thing. But I do it for me, but I also do it for you. Because what I'm trying to do, actually, is get you to become an individual learner. You know, regardless of your age, you can always learn a language. And I am teaching now at the University of the Third Age. I'm teaching French and Italian. And in term 2, I'll be doing world history. So if anyone wants to come around, you know, you can ring up. I'm in Dipdean at North Balwyn, U3A Centre, there, and you can ring up, come into one of my classes. Well, yes, in one of those classes, because that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to do the 3 of them, and the 3 lessons, one after another, and that's it for the week for me, because I've got so many other things to do. So on this note, we're going to continue now with French. Le français, okay? J'ai commencé à parler le français à moi-même parce que je le pratique tous les semaines avec vous. Notice I spoke French to myself. That's what you can do. Après avoir fait les leçons de français pour une année, j'ai commencé à parler parce que j'ai besoin de user cette langue parce que je le veux, because I want it. I want to. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do now are remember the nouns, the word bank, you need the nouns. This one here is la ferme. Here we go. La ferme. You can say after me, la mare, les moutons, la meule de foin, les canards, la remorque, les agneaux, la palissade, le grenier, la porcherie, le taureau, la boue, les porcelets, la grange, l'écurie, le fermier, la charrette, le pony, le tracteur, la selle, les oies, les ballots de paille, can you see this one? Le sac de bleu, les poules, les cochons, les poussins, le cheval, les oiseaux, le chaume, le foin, le bleu, la ferme, l'épouvantail, les dindons, le berger, le chien de bergère, la charrue, le veau, le coq, les canetons, la vache, l'étable, le poulailleur, le verger, le camion. Now, I've done these words here, and this is what it looks like. You can actually, look them up, but what we're interested in are the words. Now, some of the words you will know. straight away. But some of the other ones are difficult. So you can look them up by using a dictionary, and I've got plenty of dictionaries here at Insegna as well, or you can look them up via your Google, or, you know, you can do one or two things. When you use a dictionary, it's actually slower, but you actually see the words, and then there's a lot more there, explanations anyway. But it's the same with online, except there is a bit of a difference in the sense. I think the brain probably has a greater retention when you look at it for a while. Okay, so you can't say here on this, once you've done it, you move on. But with a dictionary, then you've got the other words close to it. So it's an individual thing whether you want to use one or the other. I recommend always the two methods. Both have a dictionary and use online, depending on what it is that you're doing. Okay, so that's it for now with the word bank. Come on, I want you to turn around. That's it. Okay, so that's that. Those are the words for this week. La ferme. Okay, so that's important. That should build up a word bank. Now I will be concentrating too this week. I'll start talking about. I don't know whether to start now or later, but I'll start once I hit number 2, series number 2. I will be doing the French verbs, and I'll do them in detail. So therefore, that's the time when we'll start writing in a more serious way. Okay. Now, here we go. This time is prepositions. What are the prepositions in English? I've got a list somewhere, and I'll be reading that. But for the moment, a preposition is an invariable word which introduces an element of a sentence that it unites or subordinates in a certain way to another element of the sentence. That's technical language here. Can't understand it straight away. Prepositions can establish many kinds of connections or relationships between various parts of a sentence. They can indicate place, time, cause, goal, means, manner, procession, and so on. So, let's have some examples. Il va au bureau. Au bureau. Il habite ici depuis 2 ans. Le livre de ma mère. Une machine à coudre. Il parle d'une voix basse. Il le fait avec hésitation. Now, have a look at this. Il va au, to or at. So, he goes to the office in English. Il habite ici depuis 2 ans. Depuis is a preposition. He has been living here for 2 years. Le livre de ma mère. My mother's book, or the book of my mother. De is another preposition. Une machine à coudre, a sewing machine. So a machine to sew, à coudre. A is another preposition. Il parle d'une voix basse. Now, voix d'une, D apostrophe U. So D with the apostrophe is actually de une voix basse. But because of the 2 vowels, you have to put not an accent, well, whatever it is. It's not coming. Il le fait avec hésitation. Avec is another one of those prepositions. Now, a prepositional locution is a group of words that have the same role as a preposition. For example, il est devant l'école. Il travaille pour gagner de l'argent. Now, that's a preposition. Il est devant l'école. Devant and il travaille pour, in order to earn money. Il est en face de l'école. En face de, that's the locution. That's the more than one word. So en face de, it's a prepositional locution, they call it. Il travaille afin de gagner de l'argent. Afin de, in order to. Okay, so prepositions and prepositional locutions are generally followed by a noun or noun group, a pronoun or an infinitive. Again, you can't get this straight away. You've got to have patience because this is not French. It's about French. A lot of people mistake the grammar for, I want to do my French, I'm going to learn the grammar. True, you're going to learn the grammar. You'll never speak French if you just learn the grammar. Or if you just do the exercise of the grammar. It doesn't work that way. Very few people actually end up speaking the language if they just concentrate on this method. So that's why there are many, many methods for the learning of a language. You know, there are many methods. One of them, with compte sympathique, for example, it's, you know, you read a page and then you have to answer the questions, etc. So I will mention these various methods as we go along. Let's go on now. So prepositions or prepositional locutions are generally followed by a noun or noun group, a pronoun or an infinitive. For example, elle le fait pour ses enfants. Pour ses enfants. Elle le fait pour eux. That's a pronoun. Ses enfants is a noun. They're nouns. Elle le fait pour gagner, in order to earn, gagner de l'argent, in order to earn money. So that's why they said, followed by a noun, and prepositional locutions are generally followed by a noun, ses enfants, or noun group, pour eux, a pronoun, or an infinitive, pour gagner, pour aller, pour this, pour that. Okay. Now, the difficulty for English speakers is that often a preposition in English has several French counterparts, and the correct translation depends on the meaning in the sentence. Now, what does that mean? What does that mean? The difficulty for English speakers is that often a preposition in English has several French counterparts. So you can say the same thing, but using a different preposition in French, because the French are very particular in the use of their language, and therefore they've created all these other little rules. And the correct translation depends on the meaning in the sentence. So you need to read here, and you need to see the preposition in action. So reading will do it for you. But when you're reading for content. So sometimes you have to read for, you know, grammatical analysis. For example, the preposition with in English can be translated in various ways in French, depending on the context. With. Il va au cinéma avec moi. He goes to the cinema with me. Il est écrit avec un crayon. He writes with a colored pencil. Il écrit de la main gauche. He writes with the left hand. It's de, avec, rather than avec. You can't say, il écrit avec la main gauche. It doesn't work in French. Il écrit de la main gauche. So that would be one of the mistakes that a teacher will pick up and give you a red mark. But really, for me, if you cite avec la main gauche, that means you don't know the prepositions very well. I can still understand you, but it's not the correct way in French. Elle embrasse son père avec joie, with joy. She embraces her father with joy. Elle danse de joie. There you are, de. This avec becomes de. She dances with joy. Elle danse de joie. It's a way of looking at joie, joy. What do? You can't avec it's with someone, you know, you sort of hand in hand. So the French says, it's not possible. No. We'll do it with the genitive, you know. De joie. Elle danse. She's not avec, we say in English, with joy, but in English, of joy. The joy is separated from danser. It's different. So that's the explanation I give. But, you know, that's life. Elle parle d'une voix forte, same thing. Le ciel est couvert de nuages. The sky is covered with clouds. Before that, she speaks with a strong voice. Il marche la tête haute. Huh? There's no preposition there. He walks with his head held high. Il marche la tête haute. No preposition at all. So avec is not needed in French. L'alphabet commence par la lettre A. So the alphabet begins with la lettre A, par, which means for letter A. Again, these are the prepositions need to be understood in French, but at the end of the day, even though you've done the rule, the actual use of it will be coming to you from your reading and your writing before you do the speaking. But when you do the speaking and you don't know these things, it doesn't matter because you're learning the language. So if you say, elle danse de joie, elle danse avec joie, then the French partner will say, no, you don't say avec joie. I am Mary, you know, I am Paul. No, de joie, you know, of joy, you're full of joy. So, elle danse avec de joie. So the person will correct you if they know. If they don't know or they don't care, they'll just want to correct you. There you are. The correct use of various prepositions are learned through practice. In most cases, there are no rules. It's use. It's use. In sociology, for example, if you want to study a whole group of people, you have different, you give them different uses for the person, you end up with a different, it's out of my range here. I better get back to French. Okay. The discussion here is not exhaustive. No. Please consult a good dictionary for further examples of the uses of various prepositions. And you can do the same now with our tablets. One of these. There? I've actually got two because I need them. Prepositions to indicate location or direction to or from a place. Prepositions to indicate location or direction to or from a place. So you're going somewhere or you're coming from, which ones do you use? Okay, and the various prepositions here are with an apostrophe on top, de, dont, D-I-N-S, on, chez, C-H-E-Z, a, to, in and at in English, and in French we got five of them. In English we only got 4. With names of places, a can indicate location or direction in, at, or to some place. For example, Jean est à l'école. Jean is at school. Or John is in school. You can say both in English. J'allais souvent à Paris. Huh? I went to Paris often. J'allais. That's the verb. Marie va au bureau tous les jours. Mary goes to the office every day. Il va à l'école à 8 heures. He goes to school at 8 o'clock. Il retourne à la maison à 3 heures. He returns home at 3 o'clock. Now, you say to me, all right, we're not going to understand you here, but you can go through my podcast afterwards and actually then learn this from me. But if you want to quicken your learning, you come to Insegna, and I will give, I've got here the books. You have to invest in the books. You have to invest in my time, let's say. You have to invest in your time. I can guide you towards it pretty quickly. You don't really need a lot of lessons as such, but lessons are good because most teachers will go through these with you and they will say, repeat after me, do this, do that, do these exercises, and they give you homework. He said, I don't give homework. I expect homework to be done. Whatever you want to do, you write a letter, you read, you do this, you do that. It's whatever you want to do, you do, because it goes towards the course of French. You want to learn French? Well, then you are responsible for it. And when you've got problems with particular meanings, you can either do it with, with a few of your colleagues. You need a little team of people there. Your classmates. The people come to at the University of the Third Age. There are a lot of people who are very smart. They've done many. They've done university degrees. They've gone to institutes to learn very practical things. But learning a language and using it is pleasurable in both ways. So if you go to Paris and you just enjoy the sights, you talk a little bit, whatever. But if you want to then read and you want to do the literature, the history, do some songs, do the poetry, the literature, the politics of things and how things have developed in France, the various regions, that's the cultural part. And then, what are French people like, blah, 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 blah. Okay? So, then there's the next one. Il retourne à la maison à 3 heures. He returns home at 3 o'clock. De, from, and about. De, from, and about. De indicates the place of origin with the verbs venir, sortir, arriver, s'éloigner, partir, etc. Je reviens du bureau. I'm coming back from the office. Elle est arrivée de Rome. She arrived from Rome. For contractions of the definite article with the preposition a and de, see contractions of the definite article, etc. Dans, into. You know what? No, I'll think I'll finish this off. No, I can't. I think I've done enough for prepositions for today because time is running away, and we'll continue next time from where we left off. So what did I do? I said that I would do what. No, I was too ambitious. I was too ambitious. I wanted to do quite a lot today. Maybe I should, but then I can't do the other one. No, we'll continue from here next week, okay? Because I think I counted the lessons. And, well, I'll be 2 pages behind. 2 pages. Maybe I won't be able to do the other one. Okay, doesn't matter. I'm going to take it easy with you, and I'm going to do the prepositions and maybe leave out the numbers, the dates and times for another time for series number 2. Okay, that's it for now. All right, that's it. I think I deserve a song. Now, today, there is a new song that I'm learning, and I want to trial it out, just the reading part. It's called Sous le ciel de Paris. Sous le ciel de Paris. And Edith Piaf and a few other people have sung. This is a song by Edith Piaf. And the best one, there are a lot of singers who sing this, and I'll mention them eventually. But the best one for me is, it's like a waltz. Sous le ciel de Paris s'envole une chanson. Non. Sous le ciel de Paris s'envole une chanson. Elle est née d'aujourd'hui dans le cœur d'un garçon. Sous le ciel de Paris marchent des amoureux. Leur bonheur se construit sur un air fait pour eux. Sur le pont de Bercy, un philosophe assis, des musiciens, quelques badauds, puis les gens parmi eux, etc. Let me have a look. Let's have a look at the words. You can look this up, Sous le ciel de Paris. Okay? So let's try to understand this. Sous le ciel de Paris s'envole une chanson. Elle est née d'aujourd'hui dans le cœur d'un garçon. I had it right this morning, but I can't remember it now. I'll come back to it. Sous le ciel de Paris marchent les amoureux. Leur bonheur s'est construit sur un air fait pour eux. Sur le pont de Bercy, un philosophe assis, deux musiciens, quelques badauds, puis les gens parmi eux. Sous le ciel de Paris, jusqu'au soir, vont chanter l'hymne d'un peuple pris de sa vieille cité. Près de notre âme, parfois couvre un drame, oui, mais à Paname, tout peut s'arranger. Quelques rayons du ciel d'été, l'accordéon de marinière, l'espoir fleurit au ciel de Paris. Okay. Oop. There we are again. Now, the problem with that, with me, is that I knew it this morning, but, you know, you can take, when you don't know something, you can come back to it. There's no need to sort of keep going. So I'll revise it the next week, I'll try it again, and the week after too. So that's why I spend so much time learning the following song. Des yeux qui font baisser les miens, un rire qui se perd sur sa bouche, voilà le portrait sans retouche de l'homme auquel j'appartiens. Quand il me prend dans ses bras, il me parle tout bas, je vois l'avion rose. Il me dit des mots d'amour, des mots de tous les jours, et ça me fait quelque chose. Il est entré dans mon cœur une part de bonheur dont j'ai connu la cause, etc., etc., etc. And then the other one that we know now, non, rien de rien, non, je ne regrette rien, ni le bien qu'on m'a fait, ni le mal, tout ça m'est bien égal. Non, rien de rien, non, je ne regrette rien. C'est payé, balayé, oublié, je me fous du passé. And then we got this one here. Allez, allez, venez, milord, vous asseoir à ma table. Il fait si froid dehors, ici c'est confortable. Laissez-vous faire, milord, et prenez bien vos aises, vos peines sur mon cœur, et vos pierres sur une chaise. Je vous connais, milord, vous ne m'avez jamais vu. Je suis qu'une fille du porte, qu'une ombre de la rue. Pourtant, je vous effraie. That's another one that we've done. And then tombe la neige, tu ne viendras pas ce soir. Tombe la neige, et mon cœur s'habille de noir. Ce soyez cortège, tout en larmes blanches. L'oiseau sur la branche pleure le sortilège. That's number 4. And then you've got this other one. We did Caruso, but we haven't revised. La nuit. Si je si je t'oublie pendant le jour, je passe mes nuits à te maudire, et quand la lune se retire, j'ai l'âme vide et le cœur lourd. La nuit, tu m'apparais immense, jetant. So this one here I need to revise. So, but I know pretty well that one. And so I then continued with the French, and I thought, I thought we need to increase the number. I've got a lot of Spanish ones. Sous le ciel de Paris is the next one. And this is another one called Hymne à l'amour by Edith Piaf again. So there you are. So slowly we're going to learn new songs now. And it's important. And apart from the songs, I said we're going to do some of the... It's 12 o'clock. I'm going to read one of the poems from Jean de La Fontaine. Okay, so you can read the poems. This one here is La grenouille qui se veut faire aussi grosse que le bœuf. Okay, the frog that wants to become as big as a cow. All right. I'll read it to you, but I'll show you the actual words. Okay, here we go. Une grenouille vit un bœuf qui lui sembla de belle taille. Elle, qui n'était pas grosse, en toute comme un œuf, on vient s'étendre et s'enfle et se travaille pour égaler l'animal en grosseur. Disons, regardez bien ma sœur, est-ce assez? Dites-moi, n'y suis-je point encore, ni m'y voici donc, point du tout, m'y voilà. Vous n'en approchez bien, vous n'en approchez point. La chétive pécore s'enfla si bien qu'elle creva. Le monde est plein de gens qui ne sont pas plus sages. Tout bourgeois veut bâtir comme les grands seigneurs. Tout petit prince a des ambassadeurs. Tout marquis veut avoir des pages. Okay, so this is inspired by, and I'll read it in English. Inspired by Aesop's The Ox and the Toad, and by Phaedrus, this fable illustrates. So two ancient, here we are. Two ancient Aesop and Phaedrus, Phaedrus. He wrote about animals as well. These are people from ancient Greece. Okay, so this fable illustrates the folly of unjustified high notions. In the first section, the short emphatic rhythms convey the frantic efforts of the frog to swell to the size of an ox. The second section draws the moral, beginning on two ample Alexandrines, and then with a final decasyllable, an octosyllable, changing and lightening both rhythm and tone. My God! You got to know about octosyllable, decasyllable. Octosyllable is 8 syllables, decasyllable 10 syllables, exactly. And you got two ample Alexandrines. Well, I got to look that up. Okay, so that's the frog that wants to become as big as the ox in French. So that's it for today. I think I like this system here that I've got now with the songs and that. We're getting there. Now I'm expecting that people who have come this far with my lessons online would appreciate what we're doing. That's it. So this one here, I will write down what I've done. Okay. The frog. Now, Spanish, so we go to Spanish now, okay, because we've given enough time to French. Now, with Spanish, I'm going to start with the same thing with the songs. Now, the songs with Spanish are as follows, because I've got quite a few more now, okay? We'll start with Cuando Caliente el Sol, which we've done before, so you can look up the words. We've discussed this many times. Here we go. Cheers. Cuando caliente el sol aquí en la playa, siento tu cuerpo vibrar cerca de mí. Es tu palpitar, es tu cara, es tu pelo, son tus besos, me estremezco cuando calienta el sol. Cuando calienta el sol aquí en la playa, siento tu cuerpo vibrar cerca de mí. Es tu palpitar, tu recuerdo, mi locura, mi delirio, me estremezco cuando calienta el sol, cuando calienta el sol. There's more, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do a few of the ones that we've done. Just a few lines, just to remember that you've got to learn these songs, and then you can sing in Spanish. And I've tried it this past week. I've put 2 songs on my Facebook page, one for French and one for Spanish. I was happy with the French one. I can't answer him, okay? Historia de un amor. Ya no estás más a mi lado, corazón, y en el alma solo tengo soledad. Y si ya no puedo verte, porque Dios me hizo quererte para hacerme sufrir más. Siempre fuiste la razón de mi existir. Adorarte para mí fue religión. En tus besos encontraba el calor que me brindabas, el amor y la pasión, etc. Then the next one that I was going to do with you in Spanish. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Volare by Domenico Modugno. That's a good one. Pienso que un sueño parecido no volverá más, y me pintaba las manos y la cara de azul, y de improviso el viento rápido me levó, y me hizo volar en el cielo infinito. Volare, cantare, nel blu, dipinto di blu, felice di stare lassù, y volando, volando, felicísimo, yo me encuentro más alto que el sol, y mientras que en el mundo se alea despacio de mí, una música dulce se ha tocado solo para mí. Volare, oh, cantare, oh. That's another one we learned. But this one's here, because we know them in Italian, let's say, you should know this one's here, if you do in Italian as well. But these songs are in Spanish, sung by Italian artists. Tenía un alma así límpida, pura, que quizás por miedo a ti no he hecho nunca el amor. Buscaba las calas más extrañas del mundo, en cambio se legaba a ti por claros senderos, y ahora que siento tu cuerpo cercano, en la oscuridad te pido elevarme contigo a las puertas del sol, a los confines del mar. Cuántas veces con el pensamiento te he elevado junto a mí, y en la oscuridad soñaba tu mano ligera. Cada puerta que se abría me parecía primavera. La, 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 la. And that's another one. Again, this one here is Lisa, ya no eres tú, la jovencita de la mirada azul. Silencio entre los dos, quisiera hablarte, pero te vas. Y sin embargo, hasta ayer etc. This is Lisa dagli occhi blu, Lisa de los ojos azules by Nicola Di Bari. So the other one was Gigliola Cinquetti, and the other one was Domenico Modugno. So 3 Italian. Then there's this one here, but I don't remember. There's one more. So that's it. Those are the ones. La La primavera pasado, que sabe la vida, comienza así. Amor que viene del viento, se va para siempre y no vuelvo más. Lisa, yo no eras tú, vos con tu mirar una tenura que no he de alar, y sin embargo hasta ayer me la amaste amor tú, en tus pensamientos, oh ya no me tienes más. This is Nicola Di Bari again. Okay? And so these are the songs that I will be concentrating on, and the words and the translations. Very good. It's you know, you can increase your knowledge of songs this way by going to other areas. Now, what have I got here? Word bank. Okay, here we go. Word bank. Okay, let's go to the word bank. 45. Last time we did yes, we're going to do the E words today because we did D last time. Okay, so say after me, cada, so each, cada. Ia, el oído, earache, el dolor de oídos. Early, temprano, earrings, los pendientes. East, el este, Easter, la Pascua, which is coming up soon. Easy, fácil. Eat, comer. Comer is to eat. Egg, el huevo. Elastic, el elástico. Elbow, el codo. Electric, light bulb. La bujía eléctrica. Elevator, el ascensor. Embassy, la embajada. Emergency exit, la salida de emergencia. Empty, vacíos. End, el fin. Engine, la máquina. England, Inglaterra. English, inglés. Enlargement, la ampliación. Enough, bastante. Enquiries, la información. Entrance, la entrada. Envelope, el sobre. Equipment, el equipo. Europe, Europa. Evening, la tarde. Every, cada, everybody, todos, everything, todo, everywhere, en todas partes. Example, el ejemplo. Excepto. Excess, el exceso. Exchange bureau, la casa de cambio. Exchange right, el cambio. Excursion, la excursión. Exhibition, la exposición. Exit, la salida. Expect, to expect, esperar. Expensive, caro. Express, urgente. Express train, el rápido. El hoyo. El hoyo. I think it's hoyo. So that's it for eat this week. I'm in a hurry because I've got someone coming and I can't answer him. So I'll just go very quickly through this now. Maybe because I said I would read El Cid as well. So here we go. And don't forget, I haven't asked any teachers to give me a clue about this, and I'm a bit struggling through it, but there we go. This one, La afrenta de corpus, de corpes, el episodio del león, capítulo 12. I got to remember the numbers. Después de las bodas de Doña Elvira y Doña Sol se normalizó la vida en el Palacio de Valencia, pero un día, mientras el Cid dormitaba en un sillón, se escapó de su jaula un león. Los hombres del Cid sintieron gran temor. Sin embargo, recogieron sus mantos y rodearon al Cid para protegerlo. Los infantes de Carrión, don Fernando y don Diego González sintieron gran pavor. Don Fernando corrió y se echó bajo el sillón del Cid Don Diego gritó, nunca más veré Carrión, y se escondió detrás de un gran viga. El Cid se despertó entonces y se enteró del suceso. Se puso de pie y fue hacia el león. Cuando el león lo vio, bajó la cabeza como seña de humildad. El Cid lo tomó por el cuello y lo metió en la aula. Todos los presentes se sintieron maravillados por el suceso. El Cid preguntó por sus yernos si no los aló. Los llamaron entonces a gritos y ni el uno ni el otro respondieron. Finalmente, cuando los encontraron, los jalaron pálidos de miedo. Como se burlaron todos los presentes. El Cid mandó quienes hiciera tal cosa. Los infantes de Carrión se sintieron avergonzados y lo ocurrido fue un gran deshonra para ellos. The escape of a lion. That's what I understood. So that's it for this week for that. And the last bit was just the verbs, Spanish verbs. You remember the verbs? Because we're going to write sentences now. So you need the verbs. You need some verbs. And I'm trying to get there. No, that's the wrong book. See, that's what happens. Here we are. Last time we did the present tense of hablar, vivir, and ir. We're going to do just that. Hablo, hablas, habla. Hablamos, habláis, hablan. And you're going to put the pronoun in front. Yo hablo, tú hablas, él habla. Nosotros hablamos, vosotros habláis, ellos hablan. I didn't do the others. To go. Yo voy, tú vas, él va. Nosotros vamos, vosotros vais, ellos van. Vivir. Yo vivo, tú vives, él vive. Nosotros vivimos, vosotros vivís, ellos viven. And the last one, I will say again, I am. Yo soy, tú eres, él es, ella es, ustedes. Nosotros somos, vosotros sois, ellas son, ustedes son. And estar, yo estoy, tú estás, él está, usted está. Nosotros estamos, vosotros estáis, ellos están, ellas están, ustedes están. Tener, yo tengo, tú tienes, él tiene. Nosotros tenemos, vosotros tenéis, ellos tienen, etc. Now we did the others. So that's it for this week. I want to thank you all for coming on. Whether it's, well, thank you to Asunta. And, you know, that's what I'm saying, is that when people, even though I've set this time, you know, not many people come on. Therefore, in the future, I've had to postpone. I might now miss the appointment that I had because of it. But it's all to do with Spanish and French, and I do it with great pleasure. Okay, on this note, thank you very much for coming on now or in the future. This is Tom Padula from TomPadulaTV on YouTube and Insegna Booksellers. Don't forget Insegna.com. Look me up. Insegna.com. Look me up and look up TomPadulaTV on YouTube and subscribe to it. There's a lot of my work there. So you have to subscribe. It's much better if you do. Okay, on that note, gracias, adios, a la semaine prochaine. This is Tom Padula from TomPadulaTV on YouTube and Insegna Booksellers.